Well, for the foreseeable future, James Gunn is not going to be with Marvel. He saved his best for last. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam, here with my brief, spoiler-free thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was directed by James Gunn. We all know who he is. This is the third movie in the Guardians of the Galaxy Now trilogy, and the latest installment in the ever-expanding Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Guardians are back, and, well, they've been having a bit of a rough go of it, in light of Gamora's, well, coming back, but not remembering pretty much anything in regards to her relationship with Star-Lord because of the whole Thanos throwing her off of a cliff thing. When Rocket is critically injured in a battle, the Guardians have to rally to find a way to save him. And in this movie, we basically learn about Rocket's past and how he was basically created by a megalomaniac known as the High Evolutionary, played by, and I'm going to say his name off of IMDb so I don't get it wrong, Iwuji. I think I got that right. When it comes to the MCU, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are usually seen as some of the more consistent ones of the series. You can ask anyone, and you can usually... They will usually say that some of their favorite material in this series has something to do with the Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn basically took, characters that no one had ever even heard of and basically made them fan favorites across 2 and now 3 movies. It's gonna suck that he is now no longer at Marvel. He may come back, but he is on Team DC, so we're gonna see what happens there. But long story short, it has been advertised and basically implied that this is going to be the last we see of the Guardians for a while. And this is a spoiler-free video, so I'm not going to go any further than that. But this definitely feels like a definitive end for this team for quite some time. It's been pretty well publicized that the MCU has been on a bit of a rough streak as of late. For every Shang-Chi and for every Spider-Man No Way Home, there was She-Hulk dancing with Megan Thee Stallion and the death of Taika Waititi's Golden Touch. So there have been peaks and there have been valleys. That is my point. However, if anything could improve the MCU's fortunes, it would be Guardians 3. And I am happy to report that, yes, the future is looking very bright. And I can definitively say that this is my favorite of the Guardians movies so far. Basically, everyone in this movie brings their all. Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, who gives an all-timer as Drax. Like, him as Drax, he was good in 1 and he was good in 2, but here, he was fantastic. He got the biggest laughs out of me throughout the whole movie. Tom Clementif as Mantis, Vin Diesel as Groot, Karen Gillan as Nebula. Really, the entire Guardians cast is just... they just pretty much give absolutely their all. They give their full 200%, and it shows. But the standout of the movie by a country mile is Rocket. This is, for all intents and purposes, Rocket's movie. You basically learn about his past and basically how screwed up of a life he has had. And the movie goes to great pains to showing you that, yeah, Rocket was pretty annoying was annoying at parts in parts 1 and 2, but there is some deep-seated trauma in this character, and really props to James Gunn for really exploring that in about as mature a fashion as you could ask for, and shout out to Bradley Cooper, who absolutely crushed it in the voice department. We have some new people in the cast, including Will Patton as Adam Warlock. I do not know much about this character. All that I do know is that they were building him up as this big villain, and, well, they kind of do it, but they also kind of don't. Again, save it for the spoiler talk. But I honestly kind of like what they did with this character. Will Patton is usually a pretty good actor, and he really gave it socks here. But really, the biggest and the best new addition to this cast is the High Evolutionary played by Iwuji. He was just so much fun in this. In looking up his IMDb, this actor has really mostly done TV stuff and smaller parts in movies. He was in John Wick Chapter 2, and I completely forgot that he was even in there. I didn't even notice. But he just crushes it. It's weird because it's a little in danger of going too over the top for this character, because there are many scenes where I'm like, man, he's chewing all the scenery and it's kind of glorious. But it threatened to be like, you're going a bit too much, my guy. But the movie does a good job of showing that, yeah, this dude's trying to play God and it is biting him in the ass hard. The MCU style of humor has been dissected quite a bit on this platform, so I'm not going to talk about it much here. But I have noted in various MCU reviews in the past couple of years that it has just become a plague. Like, it has just these movies' attempt to be funny has just basically done the reverse, and it just becomes a cringe lasagna. Not this time, however. This movie is funny, but the humor does not get in any way involving the plot or to undermine any notions of characters that we already know. Basically, they give all the jokes to Drax, and Dave Bautista absolutely, like, the balls get pitched to him and he knocks it out of the ballpark every time. He is the funniest character of the movie, and when the movie goes for humor, it's a nice little break, but it doesn't distract from anything. It's like that was nice, and now back to your regularly scheduled program. It's a side item rather than the entire meal. I love that. I love the spirit of that. There were times in this movie where I actually laughed out loud, like really like laughed out loud. And I cannot remember the last time I did that in an MCU film. So that says quite a bit. And again, no spoilers, but I think the biggest compliment that I can give to this movie is just that it feels incredibly satisfying. I thought it was going to go in a different direction, but it didn't. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't. Basically, this is very much feeling like an ending for these characters. However, there is a door open that we could see a version of these characters return. But for all intents and purposes, this is the end of an era, and the book is closed on this era. We have 3 movies that basically range from good to better to best. I absolutely loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's getting an amazing grade from me. I would usually say go and see it, but I imagine if you're watching this video, you already have. So if you have not seen it, somehow, some way, go see it. It is all of that. And really, this movie is kind of the cure-all for some of the problems that the MCU has been going through. Again, not going to chew the food twice on that one, but basically, when people say on like Twitter and social media, like, this is the best movie since Endgame, I wouldn't go quite that far. I still really like Shang-Chi and I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. But if this is the start of like Marvel's like phase 5, then they're off to a great start. Like Ant-Man, sure, but then after that you got Guardians 3, and it's like this is where the phase truly begins. But I pass it off to you. What did you think of Guardians Volume 3? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. And stay tuned. In the next couple of days, I will be doing a spoiler talk for this movie, and I will be joined for the first time ever on this channel, Larry from Chili Boy Productions. He's been a subscriber of mine for a long time, and I've been a subscriber of his for a long time. And we're finally getting together on a video, and it's going to be great. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to drop it on Monday, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel and click the bell to allow notifications, so when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.